I want to just first say thank you for answering the call, and not just to be on this show, but to recognize that you have the capacity with this institution to meet a need that is significant. Talk to us about your connection to the Job Corps ecosystem, to that entire program, and why it was that you felt it was important for Morris Brown to play a role in helping to revitalize what this program was able to do for our community.
Yes. So thank you again for having me on your show. When I saw the news that funding cuts would negatively affect Job Corps throughout this country, I immediately knew that I had to do something.
Mm,
Job Corps actually is the reason why I'm a college president today. My first job out of college was teaching at Turner Job Corps in Albany, Georgia. And I taught
wow.
there for 4 years. I was a very young, new college graduate, 22 years old, and my students were 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. And so I literally was looking in a mirror at so many students who just needed a first chance, a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. Students attended Job Corps in Albany, where I was at, to earn a high school diploma or a GD and to earn a skill or trade so they can go out into the world and be contributing citizens. And so I have the firsthand knowledge and experience of how important Job Corps is and
Mm.
can be and continue to be. And so I just wanted to step in and offer high school and GED graduates from Job Corps throughout the country the opportunity to continue their education here at Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
And I had no idea it was going to go viral, but it did. And we received so many inquiries about students from Job Corps attending here at Morris Brown College in Atlanta.
That is phenomenal, and even more so because of the defy all odds story that really encompasses what Morris Brown has gone through recently. So we're not talking about an institution that had the protection of some of the other groups that the I don't want to say, I don't like ranking any institution, but we know that there are some HBCUs that get more attention than others. And
Yes.
Morris Brown, because of what you all had navigated with the loss of accreditation, there were some people who had written you all off for dead. So
Yes.
that it's this institution that is now meeting this need, to me, that speaks to some of the best of our energy going into solving our own problems. Can you talk to us a little bit about the path from having lost accreditation to this point now where you are able to essentially stand in the gap on behalf of thousands of folks who quite frankly need that lifeline?
Yes, absolutely. So I've been the president here at Morris Brown for 6 years. When I first became the president in 2019, people absolutely thought that I was wasting my time. Kevin,
Mm,
don't you know that no HBCU has come back from death? No HBCU has ever come back from $35 million bankruptcy. No HBCU has ever come back from the loss of land, the loss of students, the loss of reputation, again, the loss of accreditation, the loss of federal financial aid. And
mm.
so I felt it God's calling on my life to lend my leadership and to do the best that I could to restore and resurrect Morris Brown College. When I
Wow.
started 6 years ago, Morris Brown College had 20 students. We're very, very proud to say that not only are we fully accredited again, we have our federal financial aid reinstated, we have our veterans benefits
Wow.
reinstated, we have our F1 visa international student opportunity reinstated. We now have fully online degree programs. We have in-person classes, online classes, and now Morris Brown College boasts the most affordable HBCU in the city of Atlanta. And so we have come back
Wow.
from obstacles that other schools would have literally shut their doors forever. And we're very, very proud to be standing again as that safe haven for all hungry souls. So when we
Mm.
see others being affected, we feel the need. It's our calling and our opportunity to stand in the need, to stand in the gap, to help other folks. And so Morris Brown being that haven, we are an access institution and opportunity institution, and we welcome students who need a first chance, second chance, third chance, the opportunity to come to Morris Brown to earn a college degree, a rigorous program, fully accredited, and we're here to help any and all students.
Can we get some applause? I need an air horn. I need something. So, because that to me, like, no, seriously, we're not moving on until there we go. There we go. Because We so often read the stories of our death, right? We so often read the stories of our destruction, of our failure. Rarely do we see the stories or stick with the story long enough to hear about the rebirth, the revitalization, the renaissance, as they say. And the
Yeah.
fact that you have come back, not just with the full panoply of programming, but now able to expand that to folks who might, quite frankly, may not have had a path beyond what those cuts really indicated. We aired clips on this show of people who were experiencing those Job Corps cuts, who had found, who said that, we were brought in to the hall at 1 o'clock. They said we had 30 minutes to clear out, and we know that Job Corps. Well, we now know, and this really allowed us to explore the capacity and the beauty and the potential of a Job Corps program. For some students, it was providing housing, it was providing access to certificate programs, and it really was for students who have been traditionally unmet as it pertains to their needs in education. It was that lifeline. And so, as we're thinking about this, sir, my question for you is, for all of us out there who consider ourselves leaders, right? If you don't consider yourself a leader, then don't worry. This ain't about you. But if you consider yourself a leader, and you hear about problems that are happening in ways that have a negative impact on the broad swath of our community, talk to us about what it took for you in a leadership position, recognizing the role you could play. What were some of the steps that you had to take in order to have this move from an idea and a concept that you held into full implementation? Because a lot of times we get stuck on, well, if we try to do this, then it might not happen. If we try to do that, then this could happen, without realizing that sometimes all you have to do is get the right people in a room and create a plan and implement it.
Yes.
Talk to us about what it took for you to be able to share this vision with your team and get them on board and begin the implementation process.
Yes, thank you for the question. Well, I did, to your point, share this vision with my senior leadership team, specifically my vice president of enrollment, to let him know, look, we have an opportunity to help students who need the help. This came out of nowhere, where
Mm.
some of these students who are getting a trade, and again, I had that firsthand experience having taught there for 4 years, and now they don't have anywhere to go. And Atlanta is a phenomenal city. A lot of people find interest in this city. We have an opportunity to put out a message to let folks know that Morris Brown College is an option. And so we had our admissions team ready to go because we knew it was going to be an influx of calls and emails. And we just executed our plan of what we do every day, being an institution of access and opportunity to all. And we, don't get me wrong, the phones have been blowing up, but this is good trouble. This is good work. And so we're
Mm.
very, very excited again, to be a lifeline for many of these students. We've already admitted several of the students. Again,
Wow.
students must have a GED or high school diploma, and they're on their way to Atlanta, Georgia. And we're very, very excited about it. We have housing partners through our apartment complex partners. We have
Wow.
food partners through our partnership with local colleges and universities. And of course, our faculty are the best and the brightest. We have counseling on hand. We have mental health counselors ready to go to talk to these students to assist them. And so we have a full 360 support system to be able to not only educate these students, but to literally be able to hold their hand and walk them through a certification program here at Morris Brown and or a degree program here.
Um, y'all got any racial justice law centers down there? You need somebody to do that. Asking for a friend. I'm kidding. This is so exciting, and I'm wondering, is this sort of program replicable? Is it something that other HBCUs or institutions that are predominantly Black institutions, is this something that other institutions could do as well? Because I'm imagining at a certain point, especially after this interview, and as people go, wait a minute, they got housing. Wait a minute, there's foods. I'd imagine that at a certain point you all will reach capacity, and the need will still be there because there's more students who are in need of this sort of thing than there may be spaces at any individual institution. What would it take for a program like this to be replicated at other HBCUs or PBIs across the country?
Well, it would just take the initiative of that leader saying we want to partner with Job Corps and partner with individuals who need help, who need assistance. And I know that some of my colleagues have already looked into doing something similar. I know that Shorter College in Arkansas has done something similar, and they're working with their local Job Corps. And so it just takes initiative and just the desire to want to partner and help. And so this is absolutely replicable. Other institutions are already doing it. um, it just depends on what students are interested in majoring in and or where they want to be. And so I have the luck of the draw with being in one of the best cities in the country
Wow.
for Black and brown folks to really, really put down some deep roots and really start their careers and do some great things. And so I'm going to ride the wave of Atlanta as long as I'm president of Morris Brown College, and again continue to do great things at this institution.
So now, once these students get to Morris Brown, are they then going to be in traditional degree programs? Or are they completing their Job Corps training there and then going on with certificates? What are the options available to them once they arrive?
Yes. Well, Morris Brown College, we enroll students who have completed already a high school diploma or GED. So this is not a GED or high school completion program. They
So they already have to have that coming in.
must have already completed their high school diploma or GED from Job Corps or another organization or high school, and then they're eligible to apply and potentially be admitted. And here's another great thing about this. Many of these students who are associated with Job Corps are Pell eligible. And Pell monies
Wow.
are those fund that is the funding that does not have to be repaid. And
Right.
so we will send them through their application process, have them meet with a federal financial aid counselor, and then we will evaluate what programs they are eligible for and kind of
Mm.
go with them there. And again, each student will get that advising.
So what I'm hearing, sir, is an example. It feels like to me, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like one of those moments where what the devil meant for evil, the Lord will turn around for your good, because we now not only have an ability to plug in this gap that was created by the gross, wanton, and quite frankly, in my perspective, anti-black cut of this program, but we can plug that gap. But you've also now created a pathway for other institutions to be even more connected to a population of the Black community that often may have missed on these opportunities. Coming out of a Job Corps, there's not. Let me localize this, because in New York City, you coming out of a Job Corps program, you're often going to go into a job position, your whatever your certificate qualified you for, you're going to go right into that track. But this is saying not only will you be able to have whatever certificates through the Job Corps space, but you will also be then introduced into a pathway that will lead you to a traditional 4-year college experience and degree credential gaining experience, which is going to even open up more pathways for you than a certificate might have been able to do so on its own. It feels like this was a problem that we did not create, but this solution is going to allow for even more opportunities than would have been realized had the problem never been created in the first place. Am I breathing too much into this, or is that how you see it as well?
Well, it is a phenomenal opportunity for students who have completed their high school diploma or GED. However, many students in Job Corps are currently working on their high school
Ah,
diploma or
yes.
GED. So they're still negatively impacted. And so the
Mm,
bottom line with this, in my viewpoint, is that Job Corps should not be touched. I know that a federal judge has stepped in and halted the closure of some of these Job Corps, and I'm grateful for that because again, you know,
yes.
our lifeline is for those who've completed. However, again, it's a lot of students who have not completed their certification or trade education at Job Corps and or have not completed their GED or high school diploma. I'll tell you a very real example. I was a teacher at Job Corps for 4 years. One of my students, and I will never forget Kirby. His name was Kirby. It took him 3 years to get his
Mm,
GED, and I will never
mm,
forget it because it's still one of my highlights of my career. It's one of my proudest moments. The day that Kirby got his GED, he put
mm.
it in a frame, made a copy, put one in a frame, and presented it to me, and said, "Thank you, Dr. James." Well, I wasn't a doctor then, but thank you, Mr. James, for helping me earn my GED. My family, nor even I, ever thought that this was possible. It took me a long time, but after 3 years, I finally got it, and I want to say thank you. And I still have that GED in a frame, and so it's at my
Mm.
mother's house. And so again, Kirby in that example would still be effective in a negative way because he still's
Right.
working on earning his GED or the high school diploma. So we're this opportunity is not a savior for all of these students, a saving grace
Okay.
for all of these students. It's many students who still are negatively impacted because they're still currently uh, on the ship.
So then we still have some social architecting to do. We still need to figure out how to get those particular students who are left out of this opportunity, what it is that they're going to need. So, not too long ago, I might have said, oh, dang, we got a whole other group of people that we still got to worry about. But my entire perspective in this moment is shifting, because that to me then creates another opportunity for somebody else, some other institution to come along and say, how do we help those students in particular get ready for a Morris Brown? How do we build a bridge from where they're at, get them their GEDs, get them what it is that they need in order that they can then be eligible for this program. And before you came on, I was talking about the reality right now when it comes to employment for Black professionals who have been ravaged as it pertains to job cuts and purging of both corporate and governmental employment spaces. And yet I'm realizing that in that group of people are genius people who were, quite frankly, relied upon to make a lot of money for other corporations. And now they are in a position where they're looking around, don't have the funding, don't have the resources, don't have the job. But part of every job is solving some sort of problem. And most of us got jobs at institutions that were started to solve problems for other people. Do you see that there is a potential for some other group, people, individuals, institutions to come together to help meet that particular element of the problem? Because if we can't do that, then that does present something else that we have to consider.
Yes, problem solving is what employers are looking for. Also, on the add-on to that, critical thinking, IT skills, technology skills. And so these are the skills that organizations, if it's a technical college, if it's a four-year college, if it's a high school trade program, whatever it is, that we need to make sure that our young people are ready to be able to be problem solvers, critical thinkers, and be able to deal with IT. I mean, look at what AI is doing to the world, right? And so
Right.
all of these skills are transforming and changing every single day, and we have to make sure that our students and young people are ready. And what I look for is someone, when I'm hiring folks, someone who can come in and find answers to problems when there seemingly is no answer. And so that takes another level of skill set. And again, we want to make sure that our young people are ready for that.
Well, it sounds to me, folks, friends, all of you in the audience, it sounds to me like this is an opportunity for some of y'all to come up with some solutions that are going to help create this pipeline. What is that phrase? Find a need and fill it. That is a success recipe for every entrepreneurship and corporate venture. Find a need and fill it well, and you will also eat well, along with providing food for a whole host of others. President James, for people who want to take advantage of this program, they're listening or they have family members listening and say, hey, that would be perfect for my nephew. That would be wonderful for my daughter. What should they do? How do they contact you or the college and make sure that they're able to take advantage?
Yes, anyone who is interested in coming to Morris Brown College, please go to our website, morrisbrown.edu. Again, that's morrisbrown.edu. We have a very seamless and user-friendly admissions process. It literally takes 15 minutes, and we will have a enrollment person to contact you directly and to start the process of getting you enrolled at Morris Brown College.